an incredibly important UFC bantamweight fight is taking place, and dare I say, it's the #1 contender fight. Now, the UFC hasn't come out and said it, but I'll say it. It is the #1 contender fight, and here's why. Raphael Assuncao and Marlon Moraes are the two hottest bantamweights in the sport. They are streaking. Moraes has won 16 of 17, Assuncao 11 of 12. Guess what? Their only losses, well, Moraes' only loss is to Raphael Assuncao, and Assuncao's only loss in that stretch is to the champion, TJ Dillashaw. That's how good these two are. They are on a collision course. Now, they met just a couple of years ago, and Moraes was making his UFC debut. And quite frankly, it seemed like he wasn't the same old Marlon Moraes. This is a guy who was on an amazing streak in World Series of Fighting. He was beating everyone. Then he comes to the UFC and maybe got the octagon jitters and wasn't quite himself. So he dropped that fight. And by the way, it was a super close fight. But since then, all he has done is win. And in particular, his last two fights, you need to see him against Aljamain Sterling and Jimmy Rivera were phenomenal. Knockout of the year contenders. He is knocking on that title shot door. He's a former champion in another organization. He deserves to be fighting for a belt, and Assuncao may be the most overlooked fighter in the sport. He doesn't talk a lot, he's not brash, he's not colorful, but again, all he does is win as well. Someone's gonna lose on February 2nd. The winner should be next in line for a title shot.
This is the co-main event of the evening.
Oh! That's it. Trying to finish it. And it's all over. Jose Aldo. Renato Moicano. Outstanding.
The co-main event, February 2nd, live and exclusively on ESPN Plus, is a fascinating one. You've got Jose Aldo, who in many people's eyes is the greatest UFC featherweight champion of all time.
Jose Aldo remains the UFC featherweight champion. Wow.
He went 10 years without losing a fight before meeting, of course, Conor McGregor. And he is fighting a man named Renato Moicano, who is 29 years young, who many people believe is a future champion in the making. Dare I say, a future Jose Aldo.
He's got the net. That's it.
Renato Moicano with a massive win by submission tonight.
Renato Moicano is the real deal.
Moicano is trying to take down the former king, Jose Aldo, and Aldo is trying to tell the world, I'm not done yet. I'm still a threat in this division. I could still beat up the youngsters. It is very interesting because Aldo looked great in his last fight. He turned back the clock. A lot of people were ready to count him out, but he said, no, it is not time to count me out. And Moicano is looking to extend his winning streak against the guy that he grew up watching. You can't write a better script than this. It all goes down February 2nd on ESPN. Is it the return of the king, or is it time for a change? At 1:45, we'll find out.